Alrighty, we have a wall receptacle that's all painted over and it's worn out inside. Here in the country I was born in, we use a 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. Black is live, white is neutral, the bare wire is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live in a switch loop or a 220-240 volt circuit where the appliance does not require a neutral. And on the side of the receptacle, you'll see a brass screw on one side and a silver screw on the other side and a green ground screw on the same side as the silver screw. Black wire goes to the brass, which is live. The white, which is neutral, goes to the silver colored screw. And the bare wire goes to the green screw. The brass screw goes to the narrower slot, which is live, and the white wire goes to the silver screw, which is the wider slot, which is neutral. And the bare or green wire goes to that ground screw, which is green, and that's the U-shaped hole. So I'll show you how to replace the receptacle. Alrighty, so first we'll take our cover off here, and see all this paint gets on these, and people just paint over them, and the paint gets inside the outlet, and it just corrodes, or doesn't corrode them, it contaminates the connection inside, so that way you don't get a very good connection. Now this box is recessed slightly in the wall, but I'm going to show you a little trick to solve that problem. So they did a backstab on this outlet. And I don't like backstabbing them. It's a poor way to wire them because it doesn't always make a very good connection. And I'll show you why I don't like the backstabbing. See how easily these wires are coming out of the holes, just moving them around like that? That's why it does not make a very good contact when you just backstab them like that. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put them around the screws and show you the best way to hook them up. So we're going to strip our wires a little bit longer so we get a nice wrap around the screw. We take off about an inch like that here. And we'll get our new receptacle here. We'll close the screws that we're not going to be using. I'm using a Robertson screwdriver. It's a square 1 on one side and a square 2 on the other side. This is a square 1. Okay, so we'll put our ground wire around our green screw here. We make our loop just a little smaller here, so I don't have that much overhang of copper on the other side of the. Close our loop the direction our screw turns. And we'll tighten our. We have our copper under the screw head all the way around. Now we'll take our white wire, we'll loop it the direction our screw turns. Get under our screw head all the way around like this. Get my pliers in there, close the loop the direction our screw turns. And we'll tighten it up. Make sure it's nice and tight. Now see these little plaster ears here? I'm going to break these off, and these will shim the outlet out so it fastens tight to the box. You can also use washers. Okay, now I'll flip it around now, and we'll get our black on the brass colored screw here. Make our loop the direction our screw turns here. Close our loop the direction our screw turns like that. tighten it up, and that's what we want there. Our copper is under the screw head all the way around, and our insulation is not under the screw head. So now we can put it back into our box, making sure our ground wire stays down away from everything. I'll put 2 of these on the top, and I'll put 2 on the bottom. That'll give it a little shimming out so that put these 2 down here. Okay, well, now we'll just screw it back in, flush to our box, make sure I see our ground wire staying down away from everything. Okay, tight. And our bottom one is tight. Our outlet's nice and tight and flush to the wall. And we'll just stick our cover back on, and with that little shim, you'll see how the cover fits flat now. See that the cover's just a little warped, but you can see it's flush now.